chuffed at the moment. But, well, who knows? We're going to be going into this soon as possible. Hopefully we won't have any pauses or any technical problems on my side or the game side or any side. I just want this one to go flawlessly. As said, this is the qualifier final number 3. Whoever wins this one is into the LAN. There is a share of $100,000, $50,000 for the winner, and teams like Na'Vi and LG going to be running the tournament. Well, unless someone from this qualifier can do something pretty impressive. We're going to be seeing the pistol around JR with the kit and a smoke, and then the utility is going to be on Darty. Straight up aggression coming in. Decent going to try and find that headshot, but Hootie managing to get away here. Atta, one of the stars from yesterday's games, going to be pushing in and finding the first kill of the game, and, well, it looks like the bomb's going to be comfortably able to go down. We're going to be seeing the retake strategy. As said, JR does have himself a kit, so they don't have to be too aggressive with this. Can play slowly, wait for their teammates to get in, and hope that the T's will make a mistake and peek. But it looks like they are playing very passively so far. But there we go. The first mistake is made. Atta peeks out. He loses his life. There is a bit of a crossfire here with Zendi and Downey currently playing just off each other with great chances to find a couple of kills here. But here we go. The push going to come in. Cassandra's going to get taken down. 2 more players pushing around in the same angle. Cody not getting tagged just yet, but he will get finished off. Actually gets tagged by 99. It takes a second bullet. Downey going to find himself another one, and Decent finishes off the round. Torpedo take the pistol, and that is a great start for their T campaign. Guys, by the way, I've tried to sort out the problem. I've modded some of the people who are watching. Obviously, there was one guy who just decided to post a link to a porn site, or what is known as, well, it's not technically, but it is a horrible link. So he has been removed. But if there are any other problems, I will try and sort those out. Obviously, this is just a quick fix for all the spamming that's been going on. Hopefully, these guys will be reliable. But, well, if anything does go wrong, I'm sorry. I've just realized the HUD is actually not there anymore. For some reason, that disappeared. But we're seeing 3 rifles on the board, 2 UMPs are going to be following that up, and the CTs have forced into this one. No real surprise there. That is what the meta suggests, or what most people are doing in this scenario. Forcing up, trying to win that first round. Otherwise, they would have to go for a double eco anyway. So it is expected. But there we go. The Molotov going to be thrown into MPK. Still a player in quad, but there we go. Cassandra finding the first kill. Downey manages to trade. So it is not a bad position for the T so far, but quite a bit of damage coming onto them here, and they need to find these kills pretty quickly. Hootie going to find one. The Ump doing his work, though. There we go. Downey finding 2 kills, making himself $1,800. And, well, now it's all down to JR. He's going to be going for the bomb planter, who doesn't have any support, and both the remaining players are low. This is a great opportunity for JR. He's got Darty pushing him from one angle. Zendi currently waiting behind, but he does have an AK. Also, JR has actually managed to pick himself up a Galil. He's going to find the first kill. Can he find himself this round? This would be a great start for Arcade to bounce straight back and find themselves a little bit of economy as well. And he will find that round. JR coming out strong, finding a 1 versus 3 situation with just a CZ, picking up the Galil, and that's going to be a nice round coming out for the T side. As you can see, Downey buying the Imp managed to make himself a nice amount of cash. He has himself 5 grand going in, so could actually opt to go for something quite interesting. And there we go. He's going for a glass cannon orb. What on earth? We saw this guy pull off a quad kill, round win, and the last player actually saved on train yesterday, so whether they'll be able to do the same here, well, it'd be impressive, but this is a tough buy coming in at the moment. The T's have opted to go for this. There is the chance that they could throw this up around, though, if they find the picks and just completely work the pick style. He's currently going towards mid, and there's no way that the CT side would have expected that. There's absolutely no way that anybody would go, yeah, he's probably buying an AWP this round. Going to be boosted up here. He has still got it, but the thing is, if he loses it up there, that's the worst possible scenario for the T side, because there's no way they can get it back. Actually, he's gone into the main area. I just saw someone crouching and assumed they were going to be boosted up. MIR waiting behind. The AWP could take him down in one shot, and it will. So that's another good entry. As said, there's already 1 player low, but they could take this AWP out of his hands very, very quickly. JR going to be finding 1. Decent going to be pushing up. Hootie going to find 1 as well. Downey finding another with the AWP, and great work from Decent. Finds himself 2 kills. Cody, the last man alive. And Ump has been picked up. There goes 1 player down. It would be nice if we could see another 1v3 clutch. We saw a Deagle ace from this guy early on. Absolutely insane play from him. So we know he has the talent. He's got himself an M4 in this scenario. But holding there, Downey finds a triple kill. And somehow that AWP buy works out. It would have been absolutely catastrophic if they'd given it over to the CT side. But instead, they bring themselves out another round. And that is going to be 2-1. Torpedo take the lead. and force the CT side into a bit of a awkward position. We're going to see no real force coming in. In fact, only Cody buying a P250. And, well, that round was absolutely crushed. Brilliant play from Downey with the AWP. He's very good on the aggressive AWP. It normally comes to Darty when it's on the CT side, just because he plays a lot more passive. So it's good. It's actually very, very good that they do have the sort of talent base in their team where they can switch this up. But we're going to be seeing some aggression straight off the bat from Darty. Got to be careful. He's going to get taken down. Only finding 1 kill, $600 in the bank. But, well, I'm sure he would have liked to survive a little bit longer. Mer going to try and find himself a kill, but only a small tag on Tata, and they do really have to watch out for that AWP, which was purchased in the 3rd round. Very early round to have the ult, but, well, when you do get a triple kill and save all your money only buying an ump, it just seems to work out for you. But here we go. The flashbang's going to be pushing in. There's only 2 players currently towards this site. One of them is Mer, currently playing around the smoke even, not the scope. But we're going to be seeing him just sit in there. We're going to Cassandra getting tagged low. And, well, these AKs should just clean up the remainder of these kills pretty easily. Downey's still playing with an AWP. Got to be careful for the pistols here. That's the only real risk if he was to have given that away. But he hasn't. And now, well, JR's managed to find himself a UMP. Not really going to be worth saving. If he can find himself a kill or 2, that would boost his economy and potentially get him an AWP. You have to remember this guy is the AWP player for Arcade, so he wants to make as much money as he can here. And one way to do it, 600 kill per ump. Will he be able to find anything? It looks like they are pushing out in his direction, so a kill, that would give him a little bit of extra money. They are going to be pushing in his direction here. They are being very, very careful, though, because they know that he's going to be hiding somewhere with that UMP. Is he actually just going to save this? That seems a little bit odd. I personally would have preferred him to go a little bit aggressive here, but, well, let's see what they're actually up to do here. They're actually just going to go for a light force, so they really do want to get that full CT buy on. I can respect that. And, well, JR, if he can earn himself a kill, that will confirm his AWP in the next round. I think it's pretty much already there. It's just whether or not he has full Kevlar and nades. That's the main thing, the nades. Because, again, this is a map a little bit like Inferno where the nades really can have a huge effect. Because there are so many places which you can just close out. A main, you throw a smoke in there. It's so risky to try and push through it. Obviously, there's players like Happy who will just do that on the daily just to almost confuse you. But here we go. Atta going to be finding the first kill of the round. Cassandra goes down. A bit of a tag onto Darty, though. So that is meaning there's more potential for a kill. And that's a nice start. Mer finding himself an AK with the P250. We're going to be seeing 2 players pushing up from the highway position, but not going to be finding anything just yet. But Cody, he finds another one with the Deagle. This man is a real star with that dig. Doing the CISC proud. JR going to be pushing in, finding himself a kill. So that will pretty much confirm everything. He's going to have the AWP for sure in the next round. He's going to be getting, well, that's already 2 losses. He's going to be getting about $6,800 in the next round. That's if they don't win it. They still have the potential here. They've got the AK. They've got an UMP. No armor on them. That is the one problem they do have. But Zendi and Atta, they don't want to be losing another, well, sort of eco round. Obviously, JR did have the ump, but nothing too major really in this for the CT side. 30 seconds coming up on the clock. So they will have to move somewhere, and they're actually pushing towards that ump. There's a player pretty much on both sides at this point. But here we go. The slow push going to be coming in. Hootie holding from a decent position. I reckon they will check this, but they're quite low on HP. He's going to find nothing. Zendi will take him straight down. Nice work from him. This should be 4-1 on the board now. And the thing is, with Mer, he could just save this and boost their economy a little bit. There's only going to be a small amount of time to get the bomb down, but they're comfortably going to be able to do it. And, well, in 1 versus 2, he has the AK. Flashbang going to be coming out. He is going to be expecting Atta to be here, but holding the angle. Atta will find the kill. Going to pick himself up that AK. I imagine they'll pick up the Galil as well. Never mind. Zendi not going to pick that one up. Interesting. Darty doesn't have a huge amount of cash, so probably going to be dropped something, possibly the ump. But Zendi's actually going to be nice enough to drop him an AK. So that will be round number 4. We're going to be seeing the buy coming in. As said, full nades, an AWP for JR. Exactly what he wanted. And we've got a couple of kits and a huge amount of utility now on the CT side. So this is the full buy coming in. We are seeing, of course, Torpedo pick the T side. So they clearly have some reasoning behind that, wanting to get as many rounds as they possibly can at the beginning. They already have 4. If they can get up to 6 or 7, they've already done potentially enough. But a lot of teams can actually win the T side now, so especially on this map. So there we go. A little bit of a tag, but Cody gets the brunt of that, Downing hitting A leg shot with the AWP. And the T's, well, they're playing quite a passive hold at the moment. They're trying to make sure that any aggression coming out from the CT side will be punished. And, well, that really does limit what the CT side can do. Aggression can be very, very effective. I remember probably one of the best teams ever on this map was the Shocks Envious team. Because they could just, at any point, they could go aggressive. Happy would just push through with the AWP and just find a ridiculous shot. And, well, it was just a wonderful thing to watch. But so far, well, they're still good. They're still not bad, but Envious, they really have fallen off recently. So I'm a little bit unhappy with that. I enjoyed the old team. I'm actually quite a big fan of Smith's. I feel like he gets dumped on quite a lot. But anyway, now we do have the push coming in. There's a couple of players boosted up. Mer going to be in a great position here. I don't know if they must have spotted him there. He's going to have to duck down, but still going to go back for more. He's going to find himself the first kill. Decent is down. The nade going to be dunked in onto the head of Atta, and this is a nice start. The nade's actually paying off very, very well for Arcade. They're going to be finding another one. Hootie goes down. JR finds another, and, well, this is going to be just a 1 versus 4. Downey is very competent with this AWP, but there's very little time left. He's going to have to retreat back, try and save this into the next round, and the T side should be able to buy. They've got a couple of players with a bank to spend, and I imagine they'll be able to drop an AK or a Galil, depending whether they go for the full nade setup. And, well, yeah, it looks like Atta going to be dropping. We're going to be seeing the buy coming in. Full AKs for all of the players. Lacking in nades just a little bit, although actually no, they've done quite well out of that. And, well, we're going to be seeing, as said, the buy coming in for both teams again. The CT side, economy still quite close to the brink. The T's in the same position, so whoever wins this round should be expecting the next couple. And that would be very, if the T's could do that, that would be great for them. JR going for the peak, he's going to get taken down. Downey just holding this passive position, manages to get that entry kill, and he's been doing that so well so far. 10 kills for him already. That AWP has lasted for what now? 4 rounds? And it's been doing damage all over the shop. But here we go, Torpedo looking to take over some mid, and there we go. Finally, that AWP is dropped. Downey going to be losing that one. May not be able to afford it in the next round, even if they do win. But there we go. Decent going to be finding that kill. Obviously, they could just go to pick it up. Atta finding another one. These guys are very, very good with their aim. Another one for Zendi. He was someone who definitely stepped up towards the end of that best of 3. We didn't have the very his first map. But here we go. The push going to be coming into the A site. Coldy going to be the last one standing. And, well, the CT side, they've got a little bit of money to spare. But with 1,400, that will leave them with, what, 4 grand, 3,600. There really won't be that much at all left in the bank. They could go for possibly a couple of pistols, but I feel like they may have to just go for an eco just to try and make sure they get back on their buy. But it will lead possibly to 6 rounds for Torpedo on the T side already. As said, that's going to be a brilliant start to this game. And they are, well, I can see why they picked that T side. They're looking pretty deadly so far. But as said, this first map is the choice of Torpedo. After this, we will be going on to Overpass, and then after that, if needed, we'll be going to Mirage. So, don't get too worked up just yet. We've already seen some great Mirage play coming out from Arcade. Whether they'll be able to do the same on Overpass, I don't know. I think we saw them before on it, but I like the idea of the CT side of Overpass for Torpedo, just because of the aggressive AWP coming out from Downey. I feel like that on the CT side could actually be very effective on a map like Overpass, because there's just the potential to boost into the party area. But here we go, aggression straight off the bat. The wall of smokes holding the CTs back in position. Cassandra almost, well, he's getting sandwiched between the Molotov and the smoke at the moment, but as long as he just stays in that position, he should be absolutely fine. As, well, the Molotov fades a lot quicker than the smoke. But Cassandra, there we go. Atta just finding that headshot. Lovely stuff from him. And now we're going to be seeing the push back from JR. He goes aggressive, but unfortunately he goes aggressive in the wrong place. And now the push going to be swarming onto the B side. There is one player close. Coldy managing to get in behind, but he's not going to hit the shot. Mur finds one. But they trade very, very well this T side. And that's going to be Torpedo now, with the huge chance to take this 6th round. As I said, the CTs, they did actually go for the force in this one. And, well, because of that, well, there's a surefire fact that JR has to save this orb. There's no way he can try and challenge this. 2 HP on Atta will make things a little bit more unfortunate, but, well, Hootie actually finding himself a FAMAS as well will mean that a couple of rifles are saved. They're only going to be getting 1800 on the remainder of the players. I feel like forcing into the next round would be a little bit silly, although, well, how much does Hootie have? Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, if he got a kill, then he could possibly drop a FAMAS or something along those lines, but I feel like possibly letting it get to 7 and then just trying to fight all the way back. Like an 8-7 half is not really that bad at all on cash. It is becoming more T-sided by the day. I feel like teams are building up much better awareness of this map, but we are going to be seeing a pause from Arcade, possibly tactical. Very early tactical pause if it is, but, well, they've only managed to win 1 out of the last 5 rounds. Wouldn't be too unexpected. I wonder if they'll actually mention in the chat whether it is a tactical pause. Don't think... Yeah, see, oh, it is. So, I do like that from Arcade. They were noticing things getting a little bit out of control and just deciding to have a little chat about it. I have no problem with that. Stop the problem early. Try and bring it back as soon as possible. Definitely, I love that teams are now able to do that. I think it was a travesty that there are actually teams out there, much lower tier teams I've cast in the past, who actually thought it was humiliating to take a pause. I've spoken to players and it's like, no, we don't take pauses because we're admitting that we're in a bad situation. And for me, that's absolute madness, because one of the main ways to retribute a comeback into a game is to admit that there's a problem. If you're just like, nah, it's fine. No, we've lost 8 rounds in a row, but it's fine. We don't want to embarrass ourselves by admitting that there's a possibility that this is going badly. But Arcade, very early on, they're only 4 rounds behind. They're going to take a pause. I would have liked to see it possibly in next round, but I suppose they're probably talking about what they could actually opt to do in this round. And I feel like forcing around this would have a huge amount of risk towards it. There is the chance for JR to get the AWP. Well, no, I mean, there's a chance for him to do something with the AWP, and the fact is, without a force around him, it may be very difficult, especially due to the fact that you look at the economy. So after this, they'll be making 2,400. That will not give him an AWP unless he gets a kill, and, well, actually a couple of kills if he's using the AWP. And also, he won't be able to even afford a glass cannon one in the next round. So it's kind of looking at the fact of whether it's worth forcing around this, and by the looks of it, that's exactly what they're going to do. So they really are. This is something that a lot of teams do, and it's very high risk, but they're playing to the needs of their AWP player. So JR, he's going to have a huge amount on his shoulders. Obviously, Hootie still has a buy as well, but they are going to go for broke here, and, well, they really will be broke if they lose this round. It's going to be JR with 1,600. They'll get the 1,800 bonus, but they'll be next to nothing in the next round. And if they do lose this one, then it will be Torpedo pretty much with the half in their pocket. There'll be at least 8 rounds for Torpedo if they win this one. And looking at the buy, right, we've seen Cody do some insane stuff with the Deagle on Inferno last game. Cassandra, definitely good with the CZ. Hootie, one of the stars of this team, and JR is a very good AWPer. Can all of those things come about at once? I'm not sure, especially against a team like Torpedo. They are very, very aggressive, and they're going to prove that right away with Darty. He's going to find himself the entry kill, and this is just something that really does make things very difficult. We're going to be seeing Cody alone, but Darty, he's going to find a second kill, and that's one of the guns down already. At least Mer will manage to find one and pick up the FAMAS. That's something. There's also an AK in the corner if he wants to do that, but the rotation's coming in, and they're sort of just playing with the CTs at the moment. They know they have the better buy, but here we go. JR in decent position here. Gotta find this kill, and he's going to miss the shot and get tagged down to 15, and that is not what they needed. They relied so much on him in that round, and he gets taken down without doing anything, and, well, decent. He's going to find one more, and it's all down to Mer in a 1 versus 3. Going to be peeking out. Finds himself the first. Doesn't manage anything more. 7-2, and, well, it looks like the risk does not pay off. There's not going to be an AWP on the cards for JR until the next round, and, well, by the looks of it, they're going to be saving for the next one and allow this to go to 8 rounds for Torpedo. So, clearly, picking that T side has worked for them so far. They are playing absolutely superbly. And just, well, they're almost playing with no respect as well, because just look at the way that Darty went into that round. He rushed straight down middle. And look, Decent's now doing it now. And he's going to find the first kill again. We're going to see the push also across the top just to trade out Mer. Another one coming out from Darty as well. And this aggression, it's not a team that's going, yes, we have to respect their smokes, we have to play slow. It's a team that are going, we're going to take this game from you. And you're going to have to stop us doing what we're doing, otherwise we will just keep doing it. And, well, that is a very, very, well, probably one of my favorite teams. Not so much at the moment because they are slacking a little bit, but Virtus Pro, when they go on that plow mode, it's even got its own name. That's how you know that it's like an amazing thing when they get their own name. It's like when you have MBK on this map. If you get a point of the map named after you, you know that you've done something special, and that's like the Virtus Plow. The fact is, they can just push and push and push and just run at you and kill you, and they get into that mentality where there's nothing you can do to stop it. And if Torpedo get into that now, it's already 8 rounds up on the T side of Cash. This could be very problematic. We need to see something from Arcade now. It can't be waiting any longer, especially after that pause that was actually I think they were deciding whether to go for the force or not. They did. I personally didn't really agree. I saw why they did it. They wanted to have that AWP in play, but well, the fact is the AWP didn't manage to do anything. And JR, he is back on it again. This time he's going to be holding towards the B site once more. And, well, Downey's been winning that battle the majority of the time. And it looks like, because of that, we're going to be seeing JR taking a more passive position, which could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. For an AWPer, confidence is everything. If you're not willing to take a duel, it could be problematic because Downey, he's just going to go for those shots. And yes, on the T side, sometimes you do have to take those risks. So, well, let's see what the CT side can do here. So far, they're using their nades to slow down the majority of the pushes. We've seen a calmer Torpedo in this round. They're not going quite as aggressive, but they're still holding positions. And it is great to see this sort of switch up of play where one round they're going pure aggression straight through, and the next they're just waiting to see if there's any aggression from the CT side. But in this scenario, the CTs, they're still holding the sites. Only one player currently towards B. They have got an inkling that the A site push is coming. As you can see, we've already got JR rotating over. And well, the couple of players currently towards the squeaky door could make that a reality. And a great position here from Cassandra. He's going to find the entry kill. He will get tagged down to 5 HP, but in the meantime, the push is going to be coming in onto the site. We're going to see a bit of a misspray coming out for Atta. Will find that one. Zende finds another in the meantime. It is now a 3 versus 3 with Cassandra very low. The AWP not going to be able to do anything in this scenario just yet, and they already have their after plant positions pretty much sorted. So now it's all down to Arcade to try and find something in the retake. We've seen some great plays from them so far in previous maps. We also saw JR in a 1v3 earlier on in the game, but Cassandra, Atta just doing work, and he finds all 3 headshots. 4 kills for him in the round, and that's going to be 9-2. Torpedo looking formidable at this point. Coming in with the force now. Completely understandable move from Arcade. They've been saving for this AWP and all these nades for a long amount of time. And, well, it doesn't seem to matter. Torpedo have just knocked them back down. Cody going to be taking up a new position towards the vent. It is one that most teams will check. So he does have to be very careful in this scenario. And, well, at the moment, it does look like we have the majority of players gathering up towards the A site once more. Still the lurker of Downey, who doesn't actually have his AWP anymore, which is curious. I wonder if that got dropped in the last round. He just decided not to buy one back up, which is fair enough. Cash, it's not always needed to have the AWP. Atta not quite finding the tag in this scenario, but managing to hit him for a little bit, but nothing that will really worry the T-sided player yet, especially looking at the scoreline. They're going to be very happy with how this is going. Darty going to be pushing over. And they're taking over mid-control very, very quickly. Cassandra manages to find one, but he's only finding one. There is still a player in the vent, but there we go. Decent going to be finding a kill as well. Vent player being forced back by the Molotov. And at the moment, the trades are just going in favor of the T's. They do manage to lose one player there. JR still doing work, and Cody finds another in the meantime. So they do manage to find this one. 9-3. Finally, Arcade managed to bounce back. But, well, if the T's win this round, I think that will be, well, that could be an 11-4, 11-3 sort of half. So this is absolutely, again, this is another round that it's just incremental for Arcade. They have to win it, otherwise they're going to be out of this map. And, well, you kind of think, yes, Torpedo, they're very, very good at this T side at the moment. But you have to imagine they'll be able to get at least a decent amount of rounds on the CT side. It's a map they picked. You wouldn't pick a map if you weren't good at both of the sides, if you were just terrible at one. Although, well, I suppose Na'Vi seemed to do that on Cobblestone. But Mer going to be going aggressive. A little bit of a switch up in play. But he's actually going to be getting in behind by the looks of things. Who's he going to be finding one? And Mer could be crucial. He's going to find 1 and 2. Lovely stuff from him. And this should be around for them now. Yes. 9-4. Arcade. At least pulling a couple rounds back now. They have managed to bring their economy into a point where there is something to buy up in the next round if they do lose. The T's are still going to be comfortably able to buy it down. He's still not picking up that AWP, which I'm finding a bit odd because he was top of the team when he was using it, and now he seems to have switched up. It's Atta who's taken the baton from him, but well, I suppose I'm not the pro player, so it's down to them to decide what they want to do. Darty going for a little bit of a boost to see if he can see anyone over the top using the van for that position. But at the moment, it is just, again, a more passive style of play. We got decent pushed up in the main area. And, well, just some slight pushes coming in towards A and B again. This is the more passive style of play. We see the CT setup using the boost. JR not managing to capitalize on it, but at least spotting out one player, so they do know there's somebody down there and they're going to use the smoke to push him back just a little bit. But in the meantime, it does look like the T's are gathering up for possibly some sort of mid-take yet again. It will be the Molotov going to be fading though, and this is a great position from Cold. He's going to find the first kill. They know he's in there. He's got to be careful because re-peeking this could mean that the advantage fades. So they know to be looking in that direction. They are going for the boost. Is he going to get taken down here? No. Yes, Zendi actually finds it in the end. But here we go. Coldy going aggressive, going to find himself a second kill. This guy was one of the stars of Arcade in the previous game. But here we go. The push going to be coming in. The flashbang not actually finding anyone. But Hootie does manage to find one. But the trade comes in. Cassandra finding another. And this is a different Arcade. They've started to wake up a little bit. But Downey is still standing. Got quite a few kills to his name at the moment. 13-7. Can he add 2 more to the list? He's going to find a tag onto both players, but now going to be using this spot. He's only got 15 seconds on the clock, so he's got to make his move pretty quickly. And they're both playing together here. This should be a round for Arcade, unless he can somehow get like a double spray, something along those lines. But he's going to find the first go for the bomb plot. JR takes him down, and that's going to be a 5th round for Arcade. At least some damage reduction being done here, and now, well, the T's will be able to buy into the final round. But it does look like Arcade have managed to salvage something from this, and they have a chance. Before this, I thought it could go a lot worse. At 5 rounds in a row, we were looking at a 9-2 scoreline. It's now coming back to what is potentially a 9-6 with 2 AKs, 3 Tech 9s, a whole lot of nades coming in for the T side. But it does look like they're going to be going for that smoke play once again onto the A site. I do enjoy this one. I enjoy when I see teams actually using these smoke plays, though, not just sort of knowing them and never actually putting them into practice. So we're going to be seeing the aggression coming out. But Mer's done it again. He's gone aggressive, found himself 2 kills. Cassandra using the heaven area to try and find himself 1 kill, and he does, but that's all he's going to manage to get. Hootie getting burnt out a little bit. It is still a 2 versus 3 scenario. The bomb's still in their hands of the T side. But there we go. Hootie going to drop the bomb, and that's going to be a nice easy round. So 9-6 half. Arcade do salvage some pride at least, and are going to be going into the second half with a chance. If they can find the pistol, that'll bring it to 9-all. But, well, Torpedo, that could have gone a lot better for them. It did end up 9-6. They still won the half convincingly. But, well, you look at when it was 9-2. They could have closed this half out in ridiculous fashion. But anyway, 9-6. Torpedo still in the driver's seat here. If they win the pistol, this could be almost game over before it even begins. But here we go. We're going to be seeing quite a bit of utility actually coming in for the CT side. They've got 2 sets of nades. But also an HE on Darty. We're going to be seeing the kit on him as well. And also we'll have JR with the utility. And, well, the remaining 6 players will be left with armor. So the push looks like it's going to be coming into the A site. Just gathering up slowly. Only 1 player currently over towards that. So it does look like this is a retake strategy coming in. And I like that. That's what they've done. They've got all these nades. Atta going to be taken down straight away, though. So Arcade, they're going to be able to get the bomb down at least. Let's see what they're able to do with these frags. That's what's interesting me. Not too much with the first one. Mer going to take a little bit of damage from the second. But let's see. Can Decent find himself a kill? Yes, he can. The flank paying off well so far. Downey still has a frag grenade, so they could actually donk Mer out of the round if they were lucky with that, but they're actually going to throw it towards quad. It's not going to do too much. Mur finds himself one, goes for the aggression, finds himself a second. Coldy finds one in the meantime, and now it's down to Zende. Doesn't have himself the kit. He'll get finished off an arcade with the start they needed. Find themselves the 7th round and getting off to a great start on the T side. I imagine we'll be seeing the force coming out from Torpedo, and there we go. We're going to be seeing P250 armor, some Deagles, and well, on the opposing side, we're going to see an SMG JR pretty much saving a bit of money for the AWP, but going with the Tech 9, and then we got another Mac 10 coming in on Cassandra. So only 2 rifles in play. Does give a good chance to the CTs to try and bring this round back, but it's not going to be easy, and they are just gathering up towards the squeaky area. A couple of players towards main. And well, will they be able to find this kill? The smoke going to be finding in. The Zende going to get taken down straight away, so nothing going to be working for them there. The smoke going to be thrown out. Downey, is he going to get sprayed down through the smoke? He will. He does take 1 player with him, though. The Tech 9 on JR, but the smoke setup has worked out nicely. They'll be comfortably able to get the bomb down, and flashbang's just going to be thrown out. A little bit of a tag coming into Mur, but he still has himself an AK, but he will get taken down. That's a nice kill from Darty. The nade going to be thrown over to try and stop him getting that AK, and it will do just that. Coldy going to take down 1 more. This guy really is having quite a good game so far. 10 to 10. Bottom of the board, but, well, he's got a couple of MVPs and made some rounds count. This is going to be 8 to 9 now for Torpedo, still in the lead, but they're going to have to eco 1 more, and this will bring it back to, well, should bring it back to an even Steven scoreline. But here we go. Just pure pistols. We're finally seeing a straight up eco. We haven't seen one of them in a while. The Mac 10s, I imagine, will be leading the line of this push. Hootie going to be the first one out. A double Molotov. Well, that's just mean. Zende getting cooked on the barbecue, and the push is going to be coming in here. Look at Cassandra. He finds himself 1, finds himself 2, finds himself 3. 1800 quickly into the bank, and that's going to be a clip. Really, JR? Really? I'm actually face palming right now. That was one of the stupidest things. He jumped off and killed himself. Well, we're going to be seeing a stop called. Nothing has actually taken place yet, so I'm not sure what happened there. Going to be reset. Oh, that round didn't reset properly. Well, one of their players has crashed. Not anything happening yet into this round, so we will need just a quick break to reset the config. And well, they actually stopped the whole game. Hopefully that can just be restarted. We will just be waiting just a minute. But yeah, just give it a moment. I'm sure we can reset the config. Anyway, guys, don't forget that if you want to tweet me, you can just type !caster in the chat. That will take you to my Twitter. And, well, if you have any questions you want to ask me, like, where the hell did you come from? Who are you? Why are you here? You can ask me that. Obviously, you can give me any feedback. That is greatly appreciated, actually, because the one thing that I can't really tell while talking is whether it's actually interesting, whether my jokes are actually funny, because I find them funny, but that doesn't mean anything. Also, like, what things I can actually improve, because when you listen to yourself back, sometimes it's very difficult to actually see obvious flaws, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm perfect, you know? But anyway, guys, if you have time, just give me a little tweet, tell me what you think is good, what is bad, what is annoying, why won't this guy shut up? But for now, as I said, we're just waiting for some things to be fixed. The score is currently 9 to 8, I think, in favour of Torpedo. Or maybe it was 9-0, I can't actually remember. It's only been a few moments ago and I've already forgotten the scoreline, guys. So clearly I have the memory of a goldfish. But I'm just going to quickly take us to a pause. We'll have a little bit of music play, and I'll leave this in the background so that the second we begin, I can just start things back off. And you can watch a little bit of a warm-up while you wait. But yeah, make sure you An important round for Arcade. They don't want to be losing to pistols. Zende now, the last one left. He's got himself some Kevlar. Gonna re-smoke. Smart decision from Mer. Playing this one nice and slow. He now has the advantage. Got himself the nades. He's got himself the head armor. And he's going to go for the fake plant. Trying to get Zende to push through the smoke. Not going to be happening. Smart decision from Zende. Not going to get caught out. And now he's going to push. This could work out perfectly for him. Just has to hit a headshot here. Not going to be finding it though. And Mer now knows his position. Only 45 HP left on Zende. But this 5.7 is actually very deadly from close range. A hit to the head now would surely kill off Mer. Not going to be finding it just yet though. He's missing these shots. But he's getting up close. And there we go. Zende finds the first round for Torpedo. An eco round win that shouldn't have been. But that's going to be Arcade losing their first round on the T side. And now it will be back to 10-all. Torpedo now going to be on the buy. Nice amount of money. But the T's, well, as said, they've got a huge amount of bank to play with. The AWP going to be on JR and on Darty. As said, Darty is the CT-sided all player. No surprise there. Where's he actually going to be going? Is he going to be playing middle? No. He's going to be going aggressive towards B. As said, there are a lot of spots on this map that can actually be played by an all-bet. Great smoke coming out from the T side. Going to allow them to avoid that battle completely. We're going to be seeing JR actually holding an angle towards Squeaky. So, interesting. What's he actually looking at? Oh, he's looking between the bricks. That looked almost confusing there. I wondered where he was looking, but no, he is. He's looking directly into Squeaky. Oh my goodness. This is almost painful. Just to think, if he actually shot a bullet, he could kill Zende through the wall. But obviously, he doesn't know that. If he did, I'd be worried. And Cassandra, he's going to be the first one to drop. Decent finding the kill. Going to get traded out, though. Hootie finding the headshot, overkill. But he's going to be happy with that nonetheless. 4 versus 4. The T side now with a slight advantage, just because, for obvious reasons, they can now push together. And the defense will be split no matter where it goes. Darty. Can he do some magic with this AWP? We saw some great AWP play from them yesterday, but it did take them a little while to get started. That's also something we can talk about. Like on Mirage, I think they lost 16-7. They then came back and won the next. No, was it? Well, no, what? No, was it in overtime? I know it was very, very close. I think they lost. No, it was the first map. It was Train, wasn't it? They lost the first map on Train in overtime, and then they won the next 2 maps very convincingly. So we'll see if that happens again today. I feel like Arcade have obviously earned their place in this final. They're playing very, very well. But Zende, he's going to get traded out. It's still a 3 versus 3. Downey finding himself 1 and not being traded just yet. Going to find himself a 2nd. This is great play from Downey. Finds the triple kill. 11-10. Torpedo take their lead back. This is very backwards and forwards at this point. But now the CTs, they can start to try and build their economy. If they win this round, they're going to be breaking the Ts. No AWP for JR now. But the CTs, well, they don't have a huge amount of cash either. So this round is going to be another decisive one in this game. It is so very close that all these important rounds do pay huge dividends. Like that pistol round we've seen just a few moments ago. That win really did get the CT side back into contention. Obviously, as said, they are on the favoured side. But, well, I've said this already. Cash, it's not that CT-sided anymore. Not many teams can pull those high 10+ rounds. It's very, very difficult to do. So if Torpedo want to be winning this, they still have to keep their composure about them. Arcade isn't somebody to, well, almost take lightly. Some people wrote them off before this game even begun. I can't say I was one of those people. They've played very, very well so far today. 2-0. And well, the final map being Mirage will be a good one for them. Molotov going to be thrown out to block out the door. There's still a minute left on the clock though for the T's. They really don't have to go too aggressive just yet. Decent, the only one with any real nades that could be involved to slow down the T's. But here we go. The pot flash going to be thrown out. Not going to really catch anyone in this scenario, but the first one will be down. Darty going to find one, but Downey's still doing work. He's going to be waiting in the corner. The crossfire is actually playing dividends at the moment, but it's only going to find one. But there we go. Zende finding a couple. Leaves it down to Coldy. You wouldn't want anyone else in this scenario, though. He's going to not find that kill. I was sure he'd find that. I was sure. But no, decent beats him to the punt. Headshot comes in, and the T's have been reset. Torpedo back in the driver's seat. And while there's going to be a few rounds that you sort of look at the end as what could have been in this map, we saw problems earlier for the Binary Dragons guys against Arcade, but now it's Arcade who lost that eco round, and because of it, they've given Torpedo a great start to their CT side after the first few rounds. For now, we just have some pistols, a couple of deegs. We know how deadly these deegs can be. Cody doesn't have one, which I'm a little bit disappointed by. He managed to get himself an ace earlier, so you kind of, if I was on his team, I'd just be like, no, Cody, you can have the deagle, buddy. You can have the deagle. I kind of would like to get through, so if you could just kill everyone, that would be nice. But yeah, Downey going to be holding towards middle. This is a round that the CT side should win. We've already seen some rounds that just sort of went against the run of play. I'm sure that's more used in as a footballing term than anything else. But anyway, we're going to be seeing Downey take down one. Zende teaming up with him to take down another. Downey a little bit low on HP, but well, still got 63 to play with. Shouldn't be too scared just yet. Downey now holding quite an aggressive angle, but to be honest, they have to peek into it, and that's the problem with these pistols. Peeking into angles against M4s is just so difficult. Zende going to be finding another 2 kills, and it's going to be down to Moan. He's going to miss the shot. 13 to 10. Torpedo 3 rounds away from taking their map, and then we will be going to Overpass, and if needed, Mirage. Of course, whoever does win this best of 3 will be going through to the LAN finals. And even just getting there, like in itself, that's such a, like, there is a huge difference between playing online and playing at LAN. Like I've only been to one LAN myself. There was a 5,000 person crowd. It was in Vilnius, Lithuania, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Just that feeling of all these players, all these people even rooting for you. So I know for a fact that both of these teams would want to be getting there, and also there is sort of $100,000 to be split between the teams, 50,000 for the winner. And I'm sure both of these teams will have their eyes on the prize. Some fierce competition coming up. We've already seen 2 teams qualify. But who will be joining them? Will it be Arcade or will it be Torpedo? As you should know by now, we have more teams coming up. But Darty's going to find himself 1 kill. It is a 4 versus 4 scenario. Decent. He's actually going to leave the side. I think this is a smart decision. He's going to find a new area, maybe expecting a rotation, and Darty's still on the side with the AWP. T-side now pushing up middle, going to find the entry kill onto Downey as well. That's an important player down. Zende, however, has pushed himself into the main area. I wonder if they'll actually be checking this one. Nobody pushing from that side. And just this position could be absolutely perfect for him. He could just be the flank, but JR's going to take one down in the meantime. And if they plant for main, that could be absolutely wonderful. And he's going to find the bomb, but it's gone into a pretty horrific position. But Zende finding another one. He brings it back to a 1v2. A lot for him to do here, but the bomb will be planted. Going to be throwing out the nade. JR going to be holding with the AWP, though. It's going to be difficult to hit this shot. He will do a little bit of damage, but JR will finish this off. 11 to 13. We're going to see a pause coming in from Arcade because one of their players has dropped out of the game. The coach calling that one in. Obviously, both these teams do have coaches. We've got Alex and Jonta. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to coaches, I think I know Threat. I can't even remember the name of the one for Fnatic. Like, there's so many. Maniac, obvious one, but I don't really, like, follow the coaches just because I don't need to. It's sort of the thing. With the bigger teams, you could sort of say, oh, yeah, they've made an influence, but we don't, for me anyway, I don't know how the coaches operate for Arcade or Torpedo. I don't know if they're just adding in little bits. I don't know if they're calling for the teams. I don't know if they're adding in huge amounts of effort or whether they're just sort of every once in a while, the in-game leader will go, hey, can you give me a tip? Or maybe they're just sort of watching to spot out very, very small details that can be changed. For teams like this, when they have a coach, there's not really much point except to bring up what they could be doing. It's all hypothetical situation. But anyway, we're going to have the remaining player join back in. The unpause will be called. The CT side have been able to push a buy together. Still 8 grand currently on decent. They haven't called their unpause yet though, so possibly using this for a tactical scenario or maybe just a toilet break. They're like, that's another thing. Like I can sort of guess what's going on, create stuff in my head, but the fact is they may just be popping to the toilet or getting themselves a drink. So I don't want to go into like an amazing in-depth analysis of these teams for them to then go, no, actually, we were in the toilet. It kind of ruins it a little bit. But, yeah, as said, these teams will be wanting to get to the LAN. Star Ladder, I-League. I think it's Season 1. I'm not sure of that. Don't quote me on that. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I just sort of say stuff and people seem to either agree or disagree, but that's fine. I always get confused when people take personal offense to people's opinions. That's one thing. So you've got to realize, guys, a lot of this stuff is just me. Either I'm filling gaps in this scenario, or I'm giving you my opinion. So if you don't agree with them, that's absolutely fine. Like, if you want to throw hate at me, if I'm honest, I find that quite funny because you're getting angry about my opinion. But whatever. Looking at the scoreboard for a little bit, we do have the unpause coming in, but just look at Downey at the moment. 26 kills, and Darty, one of the stars from yesterday, down on just 9. So if he manages to step up in the next game, it could be a 2-0. If they manage to take this one, of course. Okay, definitely not out of this just yet. 11-13. If they manage to win this by, they could and will push the CT side onto an eco. The same on the opposing camp, though. So whoever wins this round, again, it will either be sort of a 13-13 scenario, or we could see a 15-11. So a very, very big round in the stance of the game. This could be either game over or game just beginning. Torpedo playing 3 players, currently looking towards mid at the moment. 1 from the vent, so a very quick rotation to be. And that's the thing. That's the one thing about catches. The mid control is so crucial because it allows you to push very, very quickly towards other sides, depending on your position. The smoke going to be thrown out to allow Darty to survive. That one position is very, very difficult because it gets Molotov an awful lot of the time. So it could sort of explain why he has been dying so much. But also, he's been playing the AWP and it hasn't been working out for him a lot in this game, but they have dropped there at the moment. So far, no real damage done. Atta taking down to 41 HP is the most major thing. But for the first time in this game, Zende's using the boost. And as said, it is quite hooty. That was just cruel. Using the Molotov to move him out of space and then taking his head off. So now the T's do have advantage. But as said, this is the first time this boost has been used. And that's the one thing it gives, the element of surprise. If you use it all the time, then yes, it can come to sort of plunder a little bit. We saw Maniac on Titan use it an awful lot. And eventually people would just check it every single time. But the push is going to be coming into B, so that boost isn't going to matter at all. Atta going to be finding one. That's a decent start for the round for them. But anyway, Cody going to push in. He's going to find one. Cassandra finds another. And Zende and Downey, they've got a decision to make here. They can go for this retake. The bomb is going to go down in the nick of time. Or they can opt to try and save these rifles. As said, it's not going to be a huge amount of money for them going into the next round. It would be 1,900 added to their current money. So Zende could drop for one of his teammates, and Decent would be able to buy, so it would be a fairly good buy. They're actually going to be opting to do that, so this game really will be coming down to the wire here. And the fact is, if Torpedo loses the next round, they could actually be giving the game to Arcade, so that's the risk they're going to be playing here. That is a huge risk, because as said, this is their map pick, and it is going very, very close at the moment. Like Arcade, they were on the back foot for a little bit there. The last sort of, well, they lost 4 rounds in a row after winning 4 in a row, and now they've broken back with 2. If they get the 3rd, that could be game. So we really are coming up to crunch time at the moment. The T side, as said, they're still losing players, so their money isn't that great either. JR back on the AWP, but this is where, look, Darty, he's actually going to be forced down to a 5-7. Now the decision for him to be on that, I feel like it's fair enough. It comes about a lot where teams sort of favour certain players, or go, or they don't favour certain players, or they go, oh yeah, Darty, you may be playing bad now, but we're still going to drop your rifle over, I don't know, Downey or Atta or someone like that. And you think, no, that may not be the best decision. Let Darty sort of play a different role, see if he can find an entry kill in a trade, and that's fine. He's using a 5-7. That's perfectly understandable. So JR, he's going to get tagged a little bit to start. Still a bit of a build-up over towards the middle area, though. Hootie currently waiting around. I'm not sure if they've actually... Have they boosted up JR? No, he's going to be waiting with the smoke. So it looks like they're going to be setting up onto the A site. Zende, he has been playing quite well this game. Going to be throwing in the Molotov to slow things down. Downey throwing out a flashbang as well. And the nade's going to be flying in. But no real push coming out yet from the T side. But the smokes are still in place. Zende going to be slightly blocked out. But this position can actually work very well from him. And they're running into each other here. Zende going to get taken down. Hootie finds the kill. Downey going to be boosted up. Not going to spot anyone yet. But he's going to find one. Atta finds another, but Downey gets traded in the meantime. Cassandra finding a kill, and now it's back to a 3 versus 3. Darty, he has a pistol, but if he can get close here, he could be deadly, and he finds himself a kill. Torpedo, Atta finding another, and this is going to be down to a 1 versus 3, as said Torpedo. They do have the potential to break the T's economy here. Cassandra, he really needs to try and do all that he can. Obviously, damage will be very, very welcomed by the T side, but there's only 20 seconds left on the clock. He's going to find the first. Decent going to get taken down. If this smoke fades, he could be handed another one. Atta going to be just behind it. He's going to find himself the kill. He's now in a 1 versus 1. Darty, can he finally do something to max out his team? He's going to find his double kill. 14 to 12. A crucial round coming out from Darty, using the 5-7 to drop players from behind and then finding one with the AK. We're going to be seeing the buy coming in from the CT side, and the T's, it looks like they're going to be going for the Tech 9s. May not be completely forcing into this one, though. They're going to leave themselves some cash for the final round if they don't manage to pull this one back. But look, the Umps are in town. Zende and Atta picking those up. And a crucial round coming out from Torpedo. They were really on the brink there. That force was higher risk, but it's come out with a reward. And now, well, if they capitalize on it, this could be the end. Zende going to be throwing out a nade, playing very, very close at the moment. That squeaky door opens, but they're going to be throwing out the smoke again. And here we go. I'm going to find the first. This is all money in the bank. Downey finding another one. They've got to close down Zende soon. JR's going to find him with the tech. But a lot of damage has already been done. Another kill going to come in for Darty. And it's all down to JR. And they're going to be having to buy into this last round. I feel like this is an impossible scenario for him. He would have to find himself the ace. They know exactly where he is. They're going to push him out of position. Going to get tagged down. Downey just finishing him off. Atta will close out the kill. 15 to 12. And it looks like Torpedo might have finally got over the hump that is Arcade. Buy will now come in for the T side. Atta still with the ump in hand. They managed to do damage with this last round, but well, the Molotov going to be thrown out. Aggression coming out, but JR, he's just going to give his life away. Wanted to go for an impressive play, but look, the boost going for it while there's a player right there. Cassandra not going to be finding the kill, just playing with the door at the moment. Little bit of GoTV lag just to make things a little bit more interesting. It is now a 4 versus 5. 3 rifles. One of them is probably on the boost spot. Sandra going to get the dink onto Zende, but it's only going to do 49 damage. Flashbang going to be thrown out at the moment. It's just very, very slow play coming out from the T side. They've got a minute left on the clock. They've taken control of middle, but they don't have these long-range weapons. Or they do. Well, they've got 3, but Cassandra doesn't. And he's going to be just caught in this position. Mur, he has to find himself a kill. They have to find an entry kill somewhere along the line, and it will be Darty. He's going to get taken down. Again, one of the first players to die. Downey in a decent position here, but they're going to be getting closed on. Zende finding one. Hootie finding another. This is going to be a 3 versus 3. They've still got to get Downey out of the corner position, though. He's going to take down one. Going to be using the flash to try and hold himself in this position a little bit longer. He'll get taken down by Cody. It's now a 2 versus 2. The M4 going to be picked up by Atta, making this a little bit more plausible. Still a nade onto Decent. Going to be thrown in to push one out of position. The headshot found instantly by Atta, and there we go. Map number 1. All done and dusted. Torpedo take this map, but that was incredibly close. The scoreline suggests that there was 4 rounds in it. I think it could have come down to overtime on many occasions, but there we go. Exclamation mark caster, tweet me what you think of my casting and anything else. I love hearing from you guys. 16-12, Arcade, gotta come back. We're going to overpass. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.